with a whole bunch of game developers actually.
Okay.
So there's like every video game console I could hope to use and like all the video games. And I sometimes really want to play video games, like I have that urge, but there's not a lot of video games that appeal to me. And then when they actually do appeal to me, I find I can only play them for a certain length of time before my like carpal tunnel starts kicking in and the tendons in my arms.
In terms of if you can give an approximate time length, how much would that be, or how long would that be?
Sometimes as quickly as just like 20 minutes.
I couldn't really say, but I assume like the less kind of wrist activities I'm doing, the longer I can play a game for. With PlayStation, it's usually within the first hour for sure. Just because I find the controller's really small.
Okay.
And hard to hold in my palms.
How long have you been playing, and then when did you start feeling this?
I've been playing video games ever since I was a little kid, and now like Game Boy came out.
Okay.
But I didn't start having this problem until I went to like a construction school for college, and I used a really heavy nail gun for days on end and started getting carpal tunnel from that.
I was made aware of it maybe like 3 years ago.
Okay.
I think I probably had it a bit longer than that.
When you've played with carpal tunnel, like how has that affected gameplay, say from before, or in terms of duration, of length? And as a follow-up question, what particulars or what specific parts of the controller do you find most irritating when you start playing?
I find anything that's too small really uncomfortable, like PlayStation controllers, any mobile game. iPad games I have trouble with because I guess I'm usually playing them like when I'm sitting or lying down because my finger has to be kind of like this.
Okay, that's interesting.
I find Xbox controllers to be like the best actually, like the least bad. That one tends to actually cramp up like my fingers and stuff. I don't know if that's related to carpal tunnel, but I find the triggers kind of I start to use other fingers for it.
Okay, substitute. Interesting.
I find that these fingers doing that for a long time hurts. The second thing that gives is like this kind of part. I only really play Xbox now, so it actually is okay on my wrists for some reason. I don't really know why. But mobile gaming, like especially on my phone, like kills my wrists, especially because I'm usually like in bed doing it.
What games do you find best that you can like play for a longer period of time, and what games do you find like the worst? So I guess like a PlayStation game could be an example, or
the worst is games where you have to hold down the triggers and the bumpers a lot. Like thinking of like racing games. A lot of racing games now you can use the A button to accelerate, but it's kind of shit because like with the triggers there's different levels of acceleration kind of. Whereas with the A button it's sort of on and off, like technically there's that gradient, but yeah, I find games that use a lot of trigger action kind of act up the most. Also ones that use both joysticks for a long period of time, like where you're always pushing them forward.
Yeah, it's like a clenching motion that's the worst for me, so the triggers are really bad.
It's sort of like a flare-up thing, so it's not like they're always hurting.
Okay. So when do you feel it most in terms of?
Usually when I'm doing activities where your wrist has to be in a certain angle for a long period of time, so like keyboards, video games, like any like small task, like when I work with electronics and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, like repetitive stuff a lot too.
Okay.
I learned that it's when your wrist is like this as opposed to like this that it's bad.
My name is Marushka Zachariah, and I'm the creator of Betray. I believe that everyone should have a chance to play, more than that everyone should also just play. Even in this day and age, even with the amount of changes we've seen in video games and how it's becoming more accessible, there's still a huge amount of people, or potential players, that still can't even approach a game. One of the biggest key factors in why they cannot is based on how you play the game, which is usually the inputs. And those inputs are controls or a controller. I wanted to create something based on my inspiration in inclusive design being frustrated with how controllers are designed currently, and they haven't really been altered since, as well as people's discussions on certain types of controllers and their advantages and disadvantages. I wanted to create something that would be more accessible for users to use, or at least look, or have controllers look into another way they can do it, and almost give sort of this commentary on how controllers should be either designed or how they can explore different ways in terms of especially rehabilitation and games, but also not just simply using their controllers, but also redesigning the controller. There was a recent article where someone with cerebral palsy had no chance in terms of playing some of the games because his hand would automatically touch a button, and so someone at the PlayStation company redesigned or remapped the controller. So even stuff like that would make a huge difference, but that happens so rarely or upon request. So I wanted to take it upon my hands to make something that was open sourced and worked with one of the most popular game engines and also one of the most popular microcontrollers out there. So they can also be reprogrammed in any which way, as well as open for a lot of people to use, or at least open a wider door for people who have medium dexterity, so arthritis and carpal tunnel. I hope that people find comfort in playing, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but sometimes when we get so into or immersed in a game, we let our bodies take over, but it also gives adverse effects